This episode of Speakers of Hydaelyn is made possible by our generous patrons, like Chris, Tyronius, Dalamud Papodo, Smooth Sailing, Scry de la Rosa, Ignil the Dragon, Jamie Assur, Elam, Chesha Soltiri, Meili Algedam, Cicerifu Lilirifu, Ariel, Courtney, Dimos, Casey Schaefer, and Omejicat Comet. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv.
This is Speakers of Hydaelyn.
Good evening, AORCians. Welcome to Speakers of Hydaelyn, episode 106. I'm Lukiel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Yaspot, Rollo Des, and that's the crew for tonight. Welcome. Today, did I unmute you? Yes, I did.
I hope so.
Today's episode, we are going to discuss the companion app, because that's been released. Moonfire Faire will give our review. New messages from developers have been posted on the anniversary site. We'll read a select few there. And in the great discussion, we will discuss the Great 14 Recession, as we've decided to dub it. Oh, Rollo has decided
I coined that one.
Yeah. That's coined by Rollo. That's all Rollo.
Not a depression, a recession.
And in the post-show, we will premiere the Remnants of a Realm, Gridania Part 1, just finished. So patrons, you probably don't even have it in your feed. You don't have it in your feed yet. It'll be in your feed in the break between the post-show and the podcast. Or other way around, between the podcast and the post-show. And next week, you'll get Secrets of a Realm again. I should have remembered where we're going. We're going to... Hold on. We're going to Lenosha. We're going to Lenosha, everyone. So look forward to that. Or is it Or is it Black Shroud? Whatever. It doesn't matter. You'll find out in a week.
We'll see eventually.
And we're on Spotify now, so you can listen to us on Spotify. If you're watching on demand, links in the description. If you're watching live and for some reason still want the audio feed, you can use Spotify in chat to get the link. That is the audio version of the podcast. Hello, audio listeners. How are you? Right. So let's get on with the quick news updates. Final Fantasy XIV is actually now celebrating its 3-year anniversary in Korea.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know where they are patch-wise right now.
I think they're catching up, right?
Yeah, they're getting very. I know they're in Stormblood right now, so they're either on 4.1 or 4.2. I know they are behind us, but they're very close.
Update schedule would be so nice to play. They must be getting updates.
I mean, they're in for a rude awakening, though. Yes, when they finally catch
absolutely. 100% they are.
What?
Because imagine being a Korean person that just sees the gaming news in other parts of the world and here's the trailer for 4.3 in English.
Guys, did you know? Did you know? Guys is back. Right away.
And it's everything's. If you look anywhere, it's already spelled for you.
Yeah.
So that's. I'm sorry, Koreans, if you listen to us. Maybe.
But imagine them. They get to play a new patch every probably a month and a half, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, if they caught up that fast, right? They have 2 years less than us, and they're almost caught up. That
would actually be too much content for me. I know
it actually might be, yeah.
But in 3 months, those 3 patches dropping would be whoa.
Think about how much less miserable 3.1 was for them.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have a 7-month break.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
They're oh, this patch sucks. On to the next.
One of the ways they celebrated, or currently celebrating the anniversary is, but they've made these giant advertisement things on the subway in South Korea, where there's a timeline of all the patches and all the content, and there's a message to all players, I guess. So that's pretty nice.
That's cool.
So yeah, happy birthday, South Korean 14. You're still topsy-turvy land, so, but still.
It's more China, though, is it? More than
all
Korea?
the clients that are not connected to our, like, servers are topsy-turvy, Rollo. We've been through this.
China has it the weirdest, don't they? I'm pretty sure, right?
We're not discussing this again. All of it is topsy-turvy. Doesn't matter.
I'm just saying they're Chinese items. Like
There are Korean items too, Rollo. We've been through this.
I know, but the Korean items look a bit nicer if you ask me.
They look more normal. Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Like the Lord set and all that stuff.
Still topsy-turvy. Anyways,
that
new
jacket.
a new
Bring it over.
a new Tales from the Storm story has been added. It's called From Azure Ashes. And it is basically an epilogue to the Dragon Song War, and sort of wrapping up Estinian's arc. There's I'm not gonna spoil it, but it gives Estinian like it fills in a couple of blanks. Also a little bit clears up a little bit why he appeared in the Stormblood story. Yeah, so make sure you read that if you want to know. So far the Tales from the Storm is a bit different than I thought they were. I thought it was just gonna be like a prelude to Garlemald, but instead it's like wrapping up storylines for not only Stormblood, but now even Heavensward is being wrapped up here,
which is kind of a good thing, because I know there was a small amount of people that were like, I really want another Heavensward patch.
Yeah.
To like go back and wrap everything up.
Which
I think this is it's just Mela. You're right. It's just Mela.
That's
but
just
either
Mela.
way, at least one person is happy because they got it in the form of this, right?
It's better than nothing. So.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. Also, if you love plushies, an Otter plushie is coming this November. Didn't say anything about pricing, but it's gonna be Square Enix prices. So.
Could it be expensive for you guys in Europe? You guys get fucked over every single time.
50 euros shipping, 7-day delivery.
If you're not mainland, just.
That's that. But there was also an update for 14 on August 14th. We'll talk about Pagos today as well, so don't worry. We'll get to it, but we'll just touch on it gently here because it's in the patch notes. They lowered the HP of the monsters that appear in the Fates Down the Rabbit Hole and Curiouser and Curiouser. And there's like a special mention at the bottom. Regarding the Forbidden Land Eureka Pagos, adjustments will continue to be implemented in gradual order through next week and beyond. So take that. Just, interpret that however you like.
Didn't I say that for Diadem as well? Like Diadem 1.0?
Yeah.
I think they might have. Yeah.
They might have. Also, they fixed something in the Great Hunt where apparently Rathalos' animation is displayed incorrectly, which is that's not good because that's the only sort of tell to know what he's doing.
It says during the phase changes.
Oh, phase changes, right?
Yeah. So I don't think they meant like his actual animations.
So that's that update, and then in sad news, this is a follow-up to the story we reported on. Was it last week or was it the week before?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Okay. We now more or less have confirmation. It seems to have been confirmed after I put this into the notes, or the preliminary notes. It seems that XIV DB is dead, and it will no longer be updated. So there's basically a response that was made after I forgot the source to put the source in here, but I think it's literally one of the people that worked on it, if it's not the guy. He had given Sam all the necessary information to update XIV DB and all that, sent all that over, and then a part of the response reads, we've been evaluating our sites recently and unfortunately have decided that we will be sunsetting the XIV DB sometime in the near future. So
they bought it just to close it.
Yeah, like, are they gonna open up a different website or something? Because that doesn't make
maybe
why. Or
they use resources or something to roll it into something else.
Right, like what's the point of doing that? I could understand if they had like a competing website, like a competing Final Fantasy XIV website, but they don't. So what's the point?
Yeah, just use Garland tools, guys.
Garland tools, I guess. Yeah, that's
Gamerscape.
yeah.
Use those instead.
That's sad. That was literally the best database website we had for 14, and now it is gone.
Yeah.
Nothing to do about that. Sam is the devil. So
Zam does not own any of the other sites, right? The other 14 sites?
yet. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense why they'd closed it then.
Yeah.
Maybe they're planning another buyout.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that they're gonna buy Garland Tools and be like, well, that's the one we're gonna actually
Message to the owner of Garland Tools, please. Just don't. Just say no. Just say no.
I like your layout. Please don't.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it look bad.
I'm gonna fill it with ads. Right. I haven't actually gone to XIV DB after they bought it. I don't know if it's become the hell.
I assume it
right
hasn't
now.
changed.
I hope not.
Guess.
The original creator's contract went out on the 17th, apparently. So today's like the first full day without the original team on it, I think.
It still looks the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it still works just fine.
Is it updated for
now,
patch 4.36 though?
No.
No. So it's already happened. It's already over.
Yep. You're right.
Okay, so rest in peace, XIV DB. Moving on to Moonfire Faire. It's nearing the end. It'll be replaced by the Rising on the 27th. So this year it included a jumping puzzle, some new gear, new housing items, and a new emote. We already talked about those last week. There's also this additional jumping puzzle, which is not part of the quest. We'll get into that after we review the actual event. How do you guys feel this? If you compare this to last year's Moonfire Faire, which had that weird. Remember, we had the shooting. You had to peek at.
Oh right, yeah. With the yep. Okay,
I can barely remember that one from last year.
You were peeping on Lavafells.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Very weird.
Oh.
That was an absurd. Yeah, a whole thing. My fucking cat is losing her shit. Yeah. So, how do you feel this year's event went?
Well, I mean, it seems like there's more work put into it, for sure.
I like the jumping puzzle. It's really hard, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shame there's no reward for the harder part of the puzzle.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because I don't know
what they would have given you though. Like a poster.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe just throw an extra achievement in there.
Yeah.
Right. That was what I immediately thought.
Are you talking about the second? Wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the second tier.
Yeah, the harder
jumping puzzle. Yeah.
First part of the puzzle, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said I made it. I did it late last night. Did the whole thing in one try, and then took one jump on the second to go jump on the first one towards the second one. I fell, and I was like, well, there's nothing up there anyway, so I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like that was enough for me to say no.
I don't know why.
I spent a few hours trying.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm satisfied.
I got
so
many hours.
Hey, watch our past streams if you're subscribed.
Don't
see
do
Feel
that.
break down.
No.
Very funny.
But it's annoying that there's nothing on there. Like they should have had something. Not like Kugane Tower. Obviously, they can't do that because the sightseeing log is sort of fixed, so they apparently can't add entries to it. But at least they could have had, like, as you said, an achievement or something.
Right, or like
or an NPC. Just an NPC that you can take a screenshot with. Whatever. It does just something like there's nothing. I don't know.
I think acknowledgement of some sort of doing it would have been nice.
Yeah. Not that it really matters. I mean, it's just for fun, anyways.
Yeah, the puzzle itself is fine. Like, hey.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. The rewards. I really like the outfit this year.
You know what? I don't think I've ever said this, but I really liked it too.
What?
I feel like I never like the any of the event gear for the most part. I'm always shit talking it, but I actually think it looks really great.
Yeah, it does.
I like it a million times better than like the weird holster things we get before, and like the tight long shorts. Yeah, it's like they're all super weird.
Yeah, I kind of like the one we got some nice shorts once, I think, but that's about it. This one was more wholesome. The whole thing just worked. Also like the sunglasses. Very good.
I'm kind of sad that girls can't wear like the guy version of like the little open shirt thing, because I think that looks really nice, actually.
With their titties out?
Yeah.
Well, no,
it's a shirt on underneath. That's...
Then it wouldn't be the same, Rollo. Then it wouldn't be the same.
Well, you could have a bikini in the shirt.
It's like the monk gear. It just gives you a wrap or whatever.
Yeah.
I like the ruffled top though too. That's really cute. I love the frilly stuff.
Only fucking
the
problem.
Sunglasses.
The sunglasses are fucking. But they clip through certain hairstyles, and that's annoying. But
I assume most hairstyles.
Yeah. Mine is actually spared somehow, but
oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it better or worse than last year, do you think? Overall,
it's
content-wise, there's like an interesting story this time, kind of. There's a tiny little story about a new adventure, like, you know, that's the closest we've been to like an actual story in Moonfire Faire. Otherwise it's just like, look at ladies,
keep the girls,
look at the little Lalafels.
Yeah. Aren't these girls fucking hot? You like that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Take this outfit.
Oh, gross, Arogadin, gross. Oh my god, you can see.
Avert your eyes. Oh my god, I don't know how to look.
Yeah.
Oh, the splash emote too is actually really nice.
Emote, yeah.
I forgot about that. I like you can use it in lava.
Yeah, you can. Just throw lava at each other. The housing item is terrifying. Like the mosquito Moogle thing, it looks like a spawn of Satan. You have to buy it from the vendor. Yeah.
I'll have to go pick that up and grab that.
I also bought like 50 curry plates. Just because next year they'll be $5 a pop, so you know.
No doubt. And plus, it goes well with your favorite jokes. So.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god.
We should play a game now.
I'm going to make that joke like in the house. I'm gonna make a visual representation of the joke,
like a plate of curry next to a bed.
Oh.
And an old man. Can I get an old man NPC? This is working. This is gonna go. This is gonna happen now. Look forward to that. Look forward to that. I'll throw a picture next week. That's good for our audio listeners.
From now on, every time there's an event and there's items in it, we should guess how much they're going to be on the Mog Station when they get on there.
I think it's pretty fixed now. The food's always going to be $5.
Yeah.
But the outfits aren't always the same prices.
Outfits are usually very cheap for past event items, aren't like $2 or $3 or whatever.
Yeah, and the emotes are usually really cheap too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're not too bad. Okay. So that's Moonfire Faire. Now they also updated messages from the developers. Remember, you can find these at this very easy to remember address. So if you're in North America, it's na.finalfantasy14.com/5th_anniversary. If you're in Europe, it's eu.finalfantasyxiv.com/5th_anniversary. Today, we're going to read 3 messages out of, I think there are 6 or 7 in total. This one's from Hiroshi Minagawa, who is the art director of Final Fantasy XIV. It goes as follows. With the rebirth of Final Fantasy XIV, Yoshi P gave us the goal of making a game we could keep going for 10 years or more. Since then, 5 years have passed. And while it feels like time's flown by, we're only halfway there and still have tons of things to do. The world of FF14 is both comfortingly familiar and constantly growing, and I aim to carry on upgrading the UI to make everyone's time there as enjoyable as possible. I hope you'll continue to support us. I thought that was an interesting message, because he basically said 14 has 5 years left.
Well, it does say 10 years or more.
While it feels time's flown by, we're only halfway. Yeah, I guess, but maybe that's. I feel like that's like when Yoshi P is sort of. Is that the projected Yoshi P timeline?
I'd imagine that's when like he's done with like the story he's had planned out so far. Because
that would make sense actually. Because when you think about it, that would be the end of 6.0.
Yes,
would be another 5 years. So that actually kind of makes sense, because I doubt he wouldn't need to carry on into 7.0, right? He would probably finish it up, because he said 6.x is the end for him, right?
He said that's.
Or is that just speculated? It's
No,
not
that's
just our
speculated.
speculation?
I think he gave a time
okay.
frame, right? He said, oh yeah, maybe he did say.
That's what I thought he said, because that's when the Ascian story is going to wrap up. Is 6.x, right? And he
Or
said
is that
that's when I'm
is
done.
that something we've discussed?
I don't know.
We
Yeah,
made
now
it
I'm getting
canon?
that's
confused.
more.
I don't know.
But I'm pretty
more
sure that's-
speculation.
That
Yeah,
is the end of the
6.x.
Ascian story,
It feels
that we know
like
that for
that's-
sure.
Yeah.
because he said the arc goes until then.
Uh-huh.
That's because
Uh-huh.
they already have the planned ending, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which I get. I mean, it would make sense if you're going to step out. That'd be the time to do it, right? When your
Yeah.
story's done.
Well, he
So.
did say that though. That when the storyline ends, when the Ascian story ends, he's gone. He did say
Which, yeah, I would say that pretty much means 6.5 is probably the end, right?
that.
I guess that's the plan. I'm sure, like.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
We'll probably get back to this in the great discussion. Natsuku Ishikawa, main scenario writer number 2, because Oda is also on this team. We read his last week. Nearly 5 years have passed since, amidst feverish efforts, a realm was reborn. The solemn chill in Ishgard's streets, the open skies above the sea of clouds, Girabania with its pole of tragedy, the rays of light that pierce the depths of the ruby sea, the wind-swept expanses of the steppe, and the bittersweet tales of the people who call these places home, none could have come to life without the adventurers who journeyed so far to stand here today. Throughout these 5 years, there have been days brimming with joy, but also those marred by sadness or exhaustion. When I think of everything that has led us to celebrating this milestone together, it feels nothing short of miraculous. With the deepest gratitude, will I pour my heart into this tale that transcends borders. May we continue to forge this path together for years to come.
That sounds like a 14 cutscene the way she wrote that. Actually,
yeah, that's nice. Not much to say about it though. It's just
I like
thanks.
the little drawing where she has a little Pirogo and Rigabu fighting each other.
Yeah, there's a little chibi.
and Candy.
Yeah. That's I don't know why that's her.
Why is it on a cardboard box? By the way, is she trying to tell us something? Like this is working conditions are awful.
Help me.
They don't give me a desk.
This is the lady writer from PAX, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She was cool.
So the last one's from, of course, our boy Koji Fox. Translation, direction, and English localization. It's been 5 years. 5 years in which I've grown as a translator, as a developer, as a person. 5 long years in which I've failed and lost faith, and wanted to give up more times than I can count. But because Final Fantasy XIV was there for me, and fans all over the world were there for Final Fantasy XIV, I've always been able to hold on to my motivation to try harder each day than the last. I love this game after all. I hope you continue to love it too. Koji Fox.
I like his little face too. It's like
describe it, Roll, for our audio listeners.
Yeah, okay. So his little picture of Koji Fox has like really red, rosy cheeks, and he has like little. It's like pointing with his finger to his chin. He's like, and he has a little weird thing on his desk. I don't know what it is actually. I can't tell what monster that's supposed to be.
It's an Ahriman.
Oh, it's an Ahriman.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
That's what it is. Right,
Yeah,
you're right.
standing on his monitor. So
it reminds me a lot of Smee.
Yes, Captain. That's my best Smee impersonation. You're welcome.
You know what? It was all right.
Put the nose on him. Yeah, a little Kirby nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want that as a sticker. I'm surprised you can't buy those as stickers, actually.
Do we have to talk about this?
We have to walk into the dark timeline now, everyone.
Right.
That was the nice happy timeline, but now we're diverging. We're going off into the darkness now.
We've been banished to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah. So the companion app was released this week.
Let me log in right now and get my coupon note out. I forgot.
Oh, good call.
Yeah.
I'll do everything it takes me to do on the app. Okay, I'm done.
Right. So we already called a lot of the features that this app would have, but some of it we couldn't even imagine. Okay, I don't even know where to start. So the companion app was released, and it turns
Let's start
out
with the chat.
Yes, of course we are, Rollo. That is my favorite feature of this app. It is the first chat app that I've ever used that lags. And it is incredible because we've had chat applications since like the I would even assume late 80s. We've had chat applications over the internet. And this is by far the worst one I've ever used in my life. Now, let's also we didn't forget to mention that the app, we already called this, by the way, so if you've listened to Speakers of Ireland, you probably didn't get too shocked by this. The app obviously isn't working like a lot of people thought, that you would actually be able to talk to people in game.
Yeah, I thought that too.
They said that wasn't going to be a thing early on, though.
They
I still had
implied
hope.
it.
Yeah.
They implied it. They never specified, but I said it from fucking day one. I'm like, that's going to be app to app. And boy, is it.
I went back and looked at their wording just in case, because I was like, I swear they said it, but they said you could chat with your Link Shell NFC members. They didn't say in your Link Shell's NFCs.
My God, it's such a disaster, though. I don't get it. Okay, Rolla, go ahead.
I'll do a test real quick, too, so people can know. I'm going to send a message into the group chat, this official speakers one, right?
Oh, we have
and
that
I'm
one.
I'm gonna as soon as I press enter, I'll count how long it takes for the message to show up, because there's like a loading screen.
Oh,
I might be able to put my phone up to the screen and show you guys.
Secondary comment, I love how I can't join that because you can only connect one character.
Yeah,
that too. It's bad. Okay, look here. Okay, I'm gonna send the message. I typed I'm a stinky boy. You're gonna see like a little loading screen.
Okay.
Okay, 1,000, 2,000, 2 seconds.
There you go. I actually got the
push notification.
I did. But
did you get a push notification?
Yes, I did.
I didn't get any.
I had unlocked my phone. If I had it locked, it probably wouldn't have shown up. But the cool thing is that I'm not going to show what the messages say, but your message is below here. I have to scroll down to see it.
What?
It's crazy. Now, the best part, and no, there are many good parts about this. You can't see who's online. You can see who has the app, but you can't see if they are online or not. So, also, you can't kick people from group conversations. You can only ban them.
Oh.
So that's also pretty sweet. You can see your link shells and your FC, but there's no group chat for your FC. You have to make it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And there's lag.
You said how you can't change your character at all, right?
I don't know if you can change it, but I can't put two characters in and switch between them.
No, you can't switch. There's nothing in the settings about it. There's no I want to switch to my other character.
I think it gives you a warning, right? When you
it gives you a warning saying
you can't switch this character.
It is.
Well,
hey, you guys want to set up an event?
Are you going to set up an event? This is the weirdest.
I'm going to set up an event.
This is like also welcome to tech
setting
demo.
up an event which doesn't have any in-game.
Dude, the event thing too is horrendous, because if you actually accept the event, you will. Okay, so I'll go to my event schedule. Okay, it's not there anymore. But if you're invited to an event, that it will nag you. It'll be on top of the fucking group conversation forever. But when the event actually starts, it doesn't notify you.
I sent you an invite. You're gonna accept my event?
I don't have anything. There's nothing.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Unable to connect to server. Unable to connect to server. Oh, there we go.
I was pretty scared.
Oh, you got my invite. Nice. Now we can schedule something on the.
Oh my God.
I was pretty scared I wasn't going to be able to play it, because I tried to sign into it for like an hour and a half before I got in. Oh. This was like late last night, by the way. This wasn't during rush hour. I still couldn't connect last night, so it's like, I don't know.
I'm joining. I'm Stank.
Yeah, that's the event starting today. It's I'm Stank.
Okay. So
I like the presentation of it on the home screen.
That's true. I was gonna say
nice.
The whole 2-star rating thing, it makes sense.
Yeah, the rating is plummeting, but meanwhile in Japan it's like resting at a 4.5-ish rating.
How?
They love this shit. Yes, this is the best thing since television. This is the best thing they've ever. This is gold. This is gold.
It does nothing. It literally does nothing.
They don't use Discord as much as we do. Which
is that?
But even still, this is a bad chat app. You cannot use
it does
this.
Nothing.
And also, sometimes though, if I actually try to hold a conversation in, say, a group, it seems like group conversations are the worst. It won't update. Like, it doesn't instantly update when someone sends a message. It seems like it's got a tick. It ticks.
Which,
So
again, I would be okay with if it was pulling from the game as well.
Yeah.
If it was like, okay, we need a second to pull out game chats, I'd be like, okay, that's understandable. But it's an app-to-app chat. Why would it take a long time?
And when you're trying to hold a conversation, that's impossible, because by the time you finish writing, the other person's already finished talking about something else, and you're coming in there and you're just messing everything up. It's atrocious. It's the worst chat app I have ever used. I don't understand, and especially since it has nothing to do with the game servers. It's a simple chat app.
I don't think my words will do much, but if you're a Japanese player and you're
happened
listening,
again,
give Discord a try, and then go back and change your rating.
I straight up, if you're actually a Japanese player, I would love to hear like what you guys think. I mean, if you're somehow listening to this podcast, or if you know someone, like I want to know what you guys think.
It's fine.
Or how is this even getting
there
a
is
higher
a 0.1% chance.
There's people who speak English that play on Japanese servers.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're not the ones rating it on the Play and iOS store.
Because they probably use Discord at this point.
Yeah, right.
So we're not done. So that's the chat aspect. If there's anything I've forgotten, I can't be bothered to bring it, because everything's wrong. Everything's wrong here. Like if you go to your, so contacts is interesting as well. Because again, you can see who has the app, but you can't see who's online. And there's no list, like there's no way to list. There's just so much. It's so basic, and it can't even do the basic stuff. Now, the best part, ladies and gentlemen, is the inventory thing, which, first of all, is neat when it works, but
it's the
you
best part of the
can't
app.
be logged in.
You have to be
If you're
logged
in
out.
game and you try to open your inventory, no sir, doesn't work. It'll tell you, and it'll give you the option to log out from the game. Let's just simmer a little bit for a little moment.
I mean, we knew it was going to be bad, but we didn't know it was going to be this bad.
I mean, yeah, as you said, this looks good. This, like, the start screen looks good.
Dude, honestly, the presentation of the whole app is pretty nice.
Yeah, but
like visually, the app looks fine.
Once you click any of those buttons, you'll be disappointed. Like, nothing's good. I'll give him one thing. First of all, the sub isn't. You can't actually get the premium service right now, but you can buy Mog coins. But there's like no like the screen isn't cluttered with like buy coins now. It's
true,
very
yeah.
clean. You actually have to go to the sidebar to buy the coins. So that's cool. But you can only hold 2 coupon cards.
2 coupons. You can
And
get
they
1 per
expire.
day.
So it's very
Expire?
good. Yeah, they do.
Oh
So
my God.
it's
I mean,
good.
have they never looked at like any other app ever? Like, and you know, like not even other MMOs, just any app that does any of the things this one's supposed to do.
It's such a mystery, isn't it? It's like, and I'm not. Okay, so we know that 1.0. We know that Final Fantasy XIV is difficult to work with because of the 1.0 backend. We know it's a struggle, which is why I was willing to sort of forgive them for having that inventory mess that they have right now, where it has to like connect to servers, takes forever. The fact that you can't stay logged in is weird to me, but that's probably also part of the 1.0 backend thing, so I'll forgive that. The chat is app to app. There are so many chat apps in the world. None of them work like this shit. What is happening? Was it
Not only that, the market board stuff doesn't really work that well either.
Oh no, yeah, because you can't.
We haven't
even gotten to that point.
This is a minor complaint, but it's actually a pretty serious complaint. You can't search the whole market board. Where's the search bar? Right there on your screen. There is no search bar.
No.
What the fuck?
Hey,
no joke. I remember using the WoW app in like 2005, dude, and it worked perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I can.
And this is actually I don't understand.
Okay, I know there's a search bar when you select the category, but that's
you have to select the category. You have to know.
You have to search the market board.
You just put a search bar like here,
right there. That's all you do.
Like the actual market board, and that would be it. Why would you have to actually go in there and search? It's absolutely.
I can't even.
So here's a scenario I want to tell you guys about. Okay, so how much can you sell on your retainers, like per slots? Like, is it 20 or 30?
20
items. Okay, let's say I'm not selling anything currently, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any Kupo nuts. Mm-hmm. And I have a bunch of items I want to sell, but like I forgot to sell them. I went on a trip or something. I can't get can't get to my desktop. Okay, I use the app, the handy app. Look, okay, I can buy coins.
Yeah,
cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how much is it going to cost me so I can list 40 items, like with buying a bundle, like one of the bundles, 40 items. Like I have 40 items to sell across my 2 retainers that I have.
Mm-hmm.
It would cost me $10 to get 65 coins, because it is 1 coin to list something. It's also 1 coin to modify something, like to modify the price of something you already have up. $10 if you wanted to list, like if you wanted to fill up your 2 retainers that you just get from the game. I mean, I know they have the sub thing too that it's not in there right now, but
yeah. This sub thing isn't going to dodge that question, though. It's not going to dodge that problem at all.
You can't pay for this app. For God's sakes, don't spend money in this shit. The chat servers run off of 1 single Raspberry Pi. That has to be why the lag is so intense. I don't get it. It's so sad.
I know people will pay for convenience, but this seems like such a fucking waste.
What convenience, though, at this point? What is convenient about the app at this point?
Listing an item you forgot to list when you can't get to your computer and you're willing to
for money. You have to pay for it.
You have to pay for it, Rollo. It's fucking trash.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the convenience you're paying for, apparently.
And this is the official 14 companion app. It's called XIV Companion. Like, this is embarrassing. This is an embarrassing app. I cannot believe this is real. In 2018, for someone to make an app which at best would be okay in like 2004, this is awful. I'm sorry, but don't pay for this. Don't buy Mog coins. I think most of people just know that that's not gonna. I'm sure they buy a lot of Mog coins in Japan because it's got 4.5 there rating, so that's probably good.
320 coins, Lakil. You get 200 coins and 120 bonus coins.
Oh,
$40.
That's a scam.
$40.
That's such a scam because you're not getting bonus coins. Those are the coins you're buying. It's just bullshit.
You get punished for buying less, basically. Less than the maximum amount.
Absolute trash.
But it's like,
I don't think anything can save this app. They need to like make a new one. This is
I know that like corporations are like faceless entities that need to make money, and that's their only goal, basically.
Yeah.
But this is like I would say 14 has built up a lot of good faith among their among their player base, right? You know, like Realm Reborn, that they literally built the fucking game for. They didn't cost you anything really, except for paying your sub, I guess.
Hey, White Knights.
Oh yeah.
This is what happens. This is what happens if you keep white knighting.
Yeah.
They think this is okay. They think this is all right.
How can you defend a company doing this? I mean, I know
people are still doing it. People are still defending it.
Some are defending
because white knights never stop.
But I think very few white knights actually defend this particular app, because even they can probably see that there's nothing in this app. Again, someone pointed out in chat, this is the kind of app that you'd expect for 1.0. Like this it'll fit perfectly. Tanaka's wet dream would be this app, but
you can't jump, so.
I don't know.
Little hop.
Absolute trash. There's nothing good to say about it, really.
Literally nothing redeeming. Nothing redeeming.
Everything's slow, sluggish, you lose connection, you can't use it when you're in-game. The chat is absolutely atrocious. Again, I could talk forever about the chat. I am so mind-blown by the MSN was better than this. And that's that's old shit.
Oh yeah.
At least you'd know that your message would come out immediately.
At least you knew when somebody was online and available to chat to.
Yeah. Where's the
kind
nudge?
Also a big feecer of chat. Yeah.
Bring nudge to Discord. I really want to annoy people.
Bring the nudge. Brrrn, brrrn.
So yeah, and when what he said in the chat is right. This obviously this isn't Yoshi P. This isn't any of the writers that are like, make the app like this.
But doesn't mean they have to make this.
Yeah.
No. But what I'm saying is that
we're not no one's pushed anything on the devs here. I haven't mentioned the devs by a word. Okay.
I blame Square Enix as a company.
Yeah. This is Mr. Marketing Man at Square Enix is like, okay, we need money and it needs to be made cheaply. So
I heard about this gold mine. It's called apps. They just make you money for free. You don't have to do anything. They're not wrong. That's the thing, is they're not wrong.
Yeah.
Talk about a later story.
We need to create a market where there is no market right now. There's not much of a need for the market either, and make sure you charge money for it too.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, it feels gross.
It's very exploitative for sure.
Yeah.
It's and this is kind of a different aspect. This is going to be my eventual complaint. Hopefully they'll change something with the premium.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that so now I'm seeing the app in action. The fact that when you pay for premium, it doesn't lift all the barriers.
Right.
When you pay for premium, it should be you can put up as many items as you want.
Yeah.
You can change your shit at whatever you want because you're paying for the app, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to change, readjust prices. It should basically delete Kupo nuts from the game, right?
Yeah.
Or from the app.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna do that. And you can only hold 2. You can only hold 2. We didn't even say that. You can only hold 2.
You can only hold 2.
Kills expire too.
They expire.
You can do 2 transactions, or you can modify 2 prices on your listings.
The premium is almost bordering a scam.
It is. No, it is a scam. Straight up, it is a scam. 100%.
How can you not make a proper app, Square Enix?
You know this would have been better if first off, the chat fucking worked. But if there was no Moogle coins, no Kupo nuts, and they just said, if you want the app, it's a monthly sub, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't get it, but at least I'd be like, okay, I can do everything if I just pay however many bucks, and it just works.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about whatever. It's still kind of scummy, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's this, and it's the subscription and the Moogle coins.
I agree.
Yeah. It's a shit app. But you get a favorite destination, and it'll show up on your on Mog Station that you've connected it. So you'll have that on your profile forever. So that's, if you want that, you can just uninstall it afterwards, because once you've linked it, you have that favorite destination. So hey,
is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I might do that then.
Make sure you link it to the right character, because apparently.
Oh yeah, you can't
I don't know if you can switch it.
No.
You'll never switch it again.
No, wait. I think the extra favorite destination is account wide, so all your characters will have that one extra. Yeah. So don't worry about that. Right. So that's.
It's getting steeper.
Yeah. So we've just stepped into the dark timeline, and we're gonna keep walking down the dark timeline now. Because now we're going to talk about the Great 14 Recession.
That was me.
That is Rollo Des. That's your trademark.
This was very clever, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Patent pending. So how do we start this? So there's been
I just want to say, actually, first, I apologize for all the negativity. There's just nothing that can be done about it.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
about the app?
Yeah.
No, just about everything.
about
Just like
everything.
about just because it's just we don't have there's
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing positive to talk about this game right now. It kind of sucks. Like I don't want it to be like that.
It's a lull in terms of content,
Yeah.
and should have called the state of FF14. It's a better name.
We should have done that. We should have. So that's what it's called. That's what I'm going to call it now. The state of 14 right now. Subtitle, the Great 14 Recession.
The great recession. Right.
It's not a depression. That would.
Yeah. Oh shit. The like getting nervous, touching the microphone, like everything's falling apart. Okay. So the community is a little bit I'd say worried because of what has been going on for the past
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. The last 3 years have probably been the worst, but yeah, this started like around 6 months ago. We've 14's patches, like the patch cycle has slowed down. First of all, things have been spaced out a lot, and what we're getting in the few like mini patches so far hasn't exactly been great. We've received Pagos. Also, the companion app. It's the worst timing for the companion app because
It sure was.
Yeah,
Sure was.
right after Pagos, we got the app, and
Hey, we just insulted you. Here's another insult.
Nice sucker punch to go with that.
Yeah. It does. I don't think someone asked a couple of days ago, or was it yesterday? If 14, if we'd ever been at the point that we are right now, community-wise, and
that was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday, and I think, and they said except like with the exception of 3.0 to 3.1, because that is the closest we are, I think. But no. If we don't include 3.0 to 3.1, I don't think we've ever been this low before.
I'll say for me personally, I'm having less fun than I did in 3.1.
Right.
No joke. I think this is worse than 3.0 to 3.1.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion, though.
Yeah. I think
I was still logging in to play the game at that point.
Right. True.
I played this week, but only because I was like my sub was up. And then I heard about the housing glitch, and I was like, okay, I have to resub. So I resubbed, and then I played for a couple hours. But it's like, I was like, yeah, I'll resub for minimum item level on Sunday, I guess.
Yeah.
My playtime was light this week.
It was definitely light, yes.
Yeah. I
Which is fine. That can happen sometimes. So, yeah.
It can happen, but then you have weird statements from Yoshi P in the past, where he's like, just take a break. That's sort of his answer to everything when we run dry. He's like, just take a break. But here's the thing: if you keep telling people to take a break, and especially now, like World of Warcraft just released a fucking expansion, and they released Pagos and the fucking companion app. If people leave and take a break from 14, they might get attached to other games and never come back.
I was gonna say that. I don't think the return rate for players, quote unquote, taking a break, it's not that great.
No.
Like I feel like,
especially when you return to this.
Here, let me put it this way. I think Yoshi P should probably realize that where most of the 14 players came from was people taking a break from other MMOs. And they never went back.
Yes.
You know, how many people in chat took a break from WoW and then came here, or took a break from Guild Wars and came here, and now you're just here, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not how it works.
Yeah. And
Warframe's free, guys. I'm just saying.
Okay, let's not start advertising for other games. We're not that low. We're not that dark of a timeline, Rollo. Rollo yesterday was just like, oh, how's this game? Everyone should go play that. I'm like, Rollo.
I was talking about Azure.
We're not going to have any viewers left after this.
Talking about the fucking boat game. Don't go play that.
Don't play the boat game. That is we're not going there. We're not going there. I'm not bringing it up. We're not.
It's like anti-collection.
Okay, so back on track. So 14. So I know a lot of people are just gonna say, "Oh, I was on a break for 84 years, and I came back, and now I do Ultimate." Yeah, that's good for you, but a lot of people don't. That's the point.
Most people don't.
Yeah. That's the same argument as the people that are like, if we say that we're running out of content, they're like, "Oh, I have 3,000 children and 45 jobs. I have a lot of stuff to do." Like, it's always someone, like, they have to up you, like, "Oh, I'm so important, and I have lots of content." That's fine for you, but for most people, it's starting to run dry. So I don't know why. What's causing this particular drought? Because we're in a drought. They also, for some reason, decided to release the next patch in September, when most people expected the next patch to be in August, because that would coincide with like the 3-month release schedule. Is what's happening? What's happening with this patch? Is this a sign of something bad, or
so? I would say if it was just the patch schedule being like weird and that was it, I think it'd be fine. It'd be like, I mean, they've been late on like they've had to delay patches before. I'm pretty sure, right? Like they had to push some stuff back.
Yeah, 3.1.
Yeah. Like that's fine. Like,
which they said would never happen again, because it was,
and that had a reason too.
Yes, because they had to take. They sent them on a vacation. Yeah,
we need a break, and I was like, okay, that's fair. I was far more sympathetic to that, because it's like, they work hard. Everyone deserves a break.
Yeah,
of course.
Even then, I would say, like, if something happened with this one, like, game development's hard. It's hard, but I would say it's like, it's a culmination of all these small things that have been happening. Yeah, that's what makes it feel really bad. Because this delay would be like, okay, like, I'll maybe take a break for a month and play something else.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's the stuff with the app. It's with how Eureka has been turning out. It's like, it's even some of the I mean, I like the raids. Could be better. Just me, you know. It's like people are kind of dissatisfied with different parts of it, and it all kind of comes together to just like, I guess, a bad feeling about the game is what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's been, the biggest part is just how stretched thin it feels.
Yeah.
I mean, the timing isn't great either, but how, like, it just feels so weird getting these small bits of content that I, at first glance, go, okay, this is what's going to get me back into the game, right? This gives me, like, the reason to start binging again and playing a bunch.
Yeah. And
then you do it, and you're like I went into Pagos for 2 hours and was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to come back in here. Like, this may be the first relic I decide not to do. That may change. I'm sure they could fix it, whatever. But on top of that, the fact that myself and my whole raid group were done. Like, we farmed God Kefka as much as we possibly could. Now, that timing would be fantastic if we had been getting the patch this week, or, like, you know, around the time we were supposed to get it. That would have been fine, because we would have had like 2 weeks off, and then got right back into a new Savage fight.
Yeah.
Not the case.
So, one can hope that 4.4 is going to be mind-blowingly good.
It has to be.
It has to be.
Honestly, it has to be. It literally has to be good.
I don't think changes we want will happen until like 4.5.
I don't think changes we want won't happen until 5.0.
Or
at all, apparently.
Or at all, yeah.
Square, and again, I'm blaming Square Enix, not the dev team. The way Square Enix wants to take things. To be fair, they did fix stuff pretty quickly after 3.1. Like 3.2 did make up, like, if you recall, 3.2 did make up a lot in that regard. Like, they knew it was a weak patch, and they did put a lot of work into 3.2. So it is possible that that 4.4 won't be, you know, tragic like it's seeming like it might be.
It's just the past few months, because of what we've been through, it feels like it does. I have to say, and I used to defend Stormblood, but now I think so far Heavensward was better.
I agree.
Now it just feels like we get less stuff. Like 2 dungeon, like with some, like the fact that we get one in a patch is insanity. And then we get stuff like, and again, I will still defend Animos. Animos is okay. Will not touch that the P. Oh, that's don't you dare clip that. I was trying to make it like a curse word, but okay. That other, we won't name it. The other one, the ice place. Yeah, I forgot where I was going. I was lost in the
P.
You know what's fucked up though? Is that like I have like this is probably the most excited I've been for the MSQ though. So it's such a weird polarizing feeling where I'm like, we're going to Garlemald.
Yeah.
We're going to see Garly and shit. I want to see how Ravenaster ends.
Right.
I guess I sort of care about Deltascape. I mean Omegascape. But like I want to see that stuff end, and I want it like I don't want to see it over, but I want to like see how it concludes because I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like the actual content though for some of the things it just feels lacking, and like
I totally agree with that, because in like if you were to ask me which story is better, I mean I would still take Stormblood's story over Heavensward's any day.
Yeah.
It's just the content that's the story is wrapped in is left to be desired.
Yeah. It just feels like they've cut the budget or whatever. It just feels like they don't have money.
Hey guys, remember how many new players we got with Stormblood?
Yeah. I mean, apparently we're the biggest we've ever been, so why...
Where are they?
So...
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up. It's so frustrating.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
We should have more content now. We should have like 5 dungeons per patch at this point. But
because again, did they not expand the staff too with Stormblood?
Dude, I've heard so many weird rumors. I don't even know what's true anymore.
Like I don't know what's true anymore either. But
I've heard about people getting added to the team, people being removed from the team. There's everything. I've heard everything.
I'll say it. I would rather have a Realm Reborn patch where they were the most obvious cookie cutter patches in the world. But we had stuff to do.
Yeah.
We had a game to play.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I did something like interesting in my spare time, right? So I was like, I mean, this is not a barometer for anything really. It's not indicative of a lot. But I was like, I wonder what the views are like on the patch trailers.
Right.
For the 3.x stuff and the 4.x stuff so far. And I think like 3.1 had like 40k views or something, which is it's pretty good compared to the rest. Same thing with 3.2 and 3.3, like they're 40k-ish or something like that. And then you look at Stormbloods, and I think after 4.1, they're like barely getting 100k. And I'm just like, it's not, like I said, it's not indicative of any of that much. Like obviously these trailers are older, but how much are people actually watching these trailers like after?
It is important as a side note here to mention that those trailers are usually like 5 different ones for each like region. There's like a European, American, British.
I was looking at American ones. They're all American.
Yeah.
So that's like, but I don't know. Do you think there's like a waning interest in like?
Of course, I mean, this is if I had run Square Enix, like if any company that has an MMO that's on the rise, you don't cut back on the content. You add more content, especially, again, I just said, WoW just released an expansion, and they still push out, like they drag out this patch. We're not getting anything until the 2nd week of September.
I wouldn't say WoW's much better with that, to be honest. They've had some pretty long
but I'm saying
droughts
tactic-wise, It's weird. Like they're like, oh, we're as big as we've ever been. We're in the biggest drought we've ever been as well.
We're competing, and he kept saying repeatedly, we're finally competing with. Well, basically, he meant WoW. He didn't say it, but he's like, basically, we're competing with the largest MMOs on the market now.
Yeah.
Which they weren't really originally. Like, it was a big MMO, but there was still a huge gap between the two numbers.
Yeah.
It's like, we finally closed the numbers. We're doing really great.
We're apparently nobody knows anymore because all of a sudden they stopped releasing the numbers, but we are supposed to be the second largest MMO, like after WoW. So you're not going to be that for very much longer if you don't you have to add more content. People are abandoning ship. What are you doing?
I'm on one of the biggest servers in the game, and I'll tell you what, it's not felt so busy when I've been logging in.
So do you remember a little Twitter spat that they had, like the FF14 Twitter and the WoW Twitter's like, yeah, in FF14 you can fight this, and the WoW Twitter's like, well, in WoW you can fight this thing, and they're like just going on and on. I feel like that happened now, and I saw what FF14 was doing. I saw what WoW was doing, especially because they just had their expansion too. I'd be like,
well,
what do you really have FF14?
I have to say this. Comparing 14 to WoW isn't helping anything because they are two completely different games.
I don't like WoW, by the way.
Yeah, let's not go there.
I don't think none of us are current WoW players.
So don't worry. That's not. We're just saying because that's the main competitor. That's WoW. So I don't.
It feels like it's less competitive now.
Yeah. Also,
it's not in sparring shape.
We also touched on it, and if we're talking about like dwindling interest or waning interest in 14, it's what big change has that 14 experienced since A Realm Reborn to the game? Like, what we were still doing tomes. We're still doing tomes, which was a system. Again, sorry for bringing in WoW. I don't usually do this, but I can't remember. I don't even play WoW, so I can't even remember. But I remember reading about it. There was a system similar to the tomes in WoW at some point, and it was hated by the WoW community, so they removed it again.
It's still kind of in there.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it anymore.
It's not as
Yeah, Valor points is what I'm thinking about. It's like, why don't you try to change? I feel like we're also stuck in like this endless cycle of getting the same. Like, look at, and now I'm being overly critical, but again, Mel isn't here, so someone's gotta do it. You've got if you look at Heavensward and Stormblood, the stuff that happened in Heavensward happened at the exact same point in Stormblood. Look at when you got the mount. At the same, like, the dungeons, same level. Like, the story beats were the same. The pacing was the same. Like, Stormblood is like a carbon copy almost of Heavensward with a different story. That's my point. If you keep doing that, if you want people, just come back later, and then they come back and nothing's different. It's just the same thing again. People are gonna fall off. Now,
with worse secondary content.
Yeah.
On top of that, with worse secondary content,
there is good secondary content. Like the Lost Canals is good, and I'm glad that they're updating.
Heaven on High is fine.
Heaven on High, yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's not the. I don't know. It's honestly, I think for me, the biggest thing is just been what I used to do when playing Heavensward and Realm Reborn both. I have nothing to do.
Right.
Let's work on a relic.
Yeah.
it gives me some mindless task, but I have a goal in the end.
Yeah.
I can do something, I can farm dungeons, whatever, which may sound boring. And on paper, it sounds far more boring than, this zone that's unique and has all these special mechanics. But it doesn't work that way on paper or in practice. I mean,
I know it's
that's for me what is killing my desire to log in every day.
And we've talked about this countless times. It's Pagos or Animals and Pagos could have worked, or Animals does work, but Pagos could have worked if they had added some alternate ways other than the challenge log to progress. Like, we've talked about this before, but like the fact that they've completely abandoned Leaves, and I know people are gonna laugh that I'm fucking bringing up Leaves, but they could have worked on Leaves and made like Eureka specific Leaves that you could do with special bonuses. I don't know, something to just spice things up and make it feel more open world than it is right now. Because now it's just fucking the chain train choo-choo. There's like no, and that's the most boring. I've already ranted about this forever. But
so I'll say, if you guys like for people who like Eureka, like for anybody who likes it, I know we've said like, you know, you can like Eureka, that's fine. I still think it's fine.
Yeah.
But I
don't. A lot less people saying that about Pagos, though. A lot less people saying that.
Yeah.
Don't you think that even if you do enjoy it, that people could agree that Eureka is huge wasted potential for like what it could have been and like what they could have done, what they could have added in there, instead of just something that's so like formulaic and like vanilla.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's also killing the game, just straight up. I don't think even people who like it, I think, would admit that it's killing the game.
Yeah, and there's this absurd, and this is also something that I've noticed with Stormblood especially. There's this they want to play on nostalgia on everything now. Like, Pagos is good because of 11. It's like
right. Could you guys see how good they replicated the optical? How you get the optical hat from 11? That's so faithful. That's so faithful.
Yeah. But how the? Oh god.
But is it fun? Does anybody do bunnies? What?
I think it's sad. And then there's just look at everything else. Like the I as much as I like Omega, it doesn't it's not connected to Eorzea. It's not ours, as I like to call it. What?
Fights are awesome though.
Fights are awesome, but
so good.
They aren't connected to Eorzea. Like, you feel like you're in a why am I here?
It's just whoring out the franchise.
Yes. Whereas Alex was part of Eorzea. It was part of
and done in a more true to Final Fantasy way.
Yes.
I would defend the Crystal Tower and Crystal Tower. Absolutely. It's like, guys, clearly this is a reference. Look how obvious of a reference it is.
Yeah.
But we're going to use that in a way that makes sense within the lore. We're going to write some new story. Maybe Alexander looks different. He behaves differently. Or Zonde isn't just the same story as it was in 3. They'll work it in.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
No.
Like when we talked about this yesterday too when we were streaming.
Yeah.
Kill. But it's like, do you remember going into Alex and like you go into Midas and you just came from Gordius, which is like, you know, it had some weird like kind of grunge rock music and this weird kind of bronze setting too, and it's like, oh, that's strange. And then you go into Midas and you get all this weird like tokusatsu Japanese hero TV like music shit. You're like, that's fucking weird and fun, and I love it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's just, I don't get that with Omega. I get this boss from, I get Ghost Train. I mean, I love Ghost Train because it's or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I like you get the little reference too at the end when you beat it. It's like, oh, something Doma. That's cool. But it's like, when that's all Omega is.
Yeah, and then you just leave and you're back to Eorzea, which has nothing to do with the world you were just in. It's just it's 14 Stormblood feels disjointed. Like, this is the most theme parkish this game has ever felt.
Most definitely, yes.
I don't like, we're in A Realm Reborn and Heavensward, it felt like you were still in Eorzea. It was, everything sort of belonged. I mean, A Realm Reborn was probably the best. Like, everything in A Realm Reborn felt like it belonged there. Like, the raid with Coil, Crystal Tower being part of Mordona. Like, there's stuff like that really felt real. And then as we have progressed, they've sort of abandoned that a little bit. And they've just decided, like, oh, we're a theme park MMO. Let's just go full out crazy with it. Like, here's Rabanastor in Authar.
And an exact copy of Final Fantasy V story in Eureka.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting it to be a little different, but so far it's been just Final Fantasy V.
Yeah.
That's the story.
And I'm not saying that the content is bad, but I'm saying that for people, returning people, for perhaps this, if let's just say that this dude has been away since A Realm Reborn, returns to Stormblood today. So his memory of A Realm Reborn was the world of A Realm Reborn, where things connected, right? And now he's in Heavensward and Stormblood, and progressively things just disconnect. And for someone who's just like progressing through the story like this quickly, it'll probably feel really. You'll feel that probably like that.
Do you know what it's?
Yeah.
Do you know what it's starting to feel like?
What?
It's starting with that Sega MMO. Was it Phantasy Star Online?
Yeah.
Which is like it's 95% like.
It's also like
collaborations and like none of the fights are made up in the lobby. Yeah. It's like it's starting to feel like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like over here's this. If you look around the corner, there's a Dragon Ball Z guy.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't make any sense anymore, right?
No, you're right.
And I'll admit, as much as I loved Rathalos kind of only adds to that, right?
Yeah. I mean, at least they made Rathalos fit in a sense, because it happens in
closer. Yeah.
But
so I think just go back to Omega, and just to maybe I'm going to compare it to something that might make sense to a lot of people. It'll make no sense to you guys probably. I would describe Eureka as the tournament arc in every single shonen anime you've seen. Like if you've seen
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like if you've seen Yu Yu Hakusho, this is like the demon tournament, whatever it's called. It's just fighting, and then that's it. Mm-hmm. It's like Dragon Ball Z when they're doing the Kai tournament or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just that. Yeah. It's like in Boku no Hero Academia when they're doing the tryouts or whatever. Just fighting.
Yeah. I also want to add to the Doma story. Although I like the story in Stormblood, I still can't care enough for Doma, because prior to Stormblood, Doma was just something like Revenant's Toll. Like it was just it felt like they just pushed it on us when all we wanted was All Amigo, and I still hold to that. Like I agree completely. I don't know why it happened. Although the story is good, it's too fragmented.
It's 100%. They wanted to put Japanese themed stuff in because they knew the community would love it. That's literally the only reason. I've come to that conclusion that's the reason. Is because they're like, we're gonna put all this Japanese Mog Station gear, but it doesn't fit.
Oh, and they had to make Ida hot too. To
the Omega thing.
Mm-hmm.
If the theme park, if we get FF7 for the next raid tier, dude.
It's gonna happen. The Mako reactor.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna feel like the worst. It's gonna only amplify that to like 10,000%.
Not gonna lie, that is my biggest fear. That 14 is just eventually gonna give up, and it's just not gonna be its own thing anymore. It's just gonna be a lobby where you just go into other Final Fantasy games. It's gonna be Record Keeper. It's gonna become Final Fantasy 14 Record Keeper. That's a YouTube comments. That's a joke. Don't come in.
So I know I've been saying it jokingly with like the Mako reactor. It's probably going to happen. I think like there's going to be a Mako reactor theme raid, or it's going to be like a tier in a raid or something.
You're going to be so smug when that happens.
Well, at the thing though, I think it could actually be really good if they do it right, because
the fight will be good.
I don't want to fight Sephiroth.
The concept is fucking absurd, and I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
If Sephiroth's in there, then I'll bust a nut and die. But Sephiroth's just funny to me. He's just the dude who showed up in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like something like the Mako reactor could be good. Like you could totally see like a Mako reactor like thing in Garlemald, right?
Yeah. But,
or in the outskirts somewhere.
But here's the thing: if it's Omega, then it's not gonna be. It's gonna be a place where you walk in and it's like, hello.
Yeah, you're just here now.
No, okay. Sorry, I was talking about like as its own individual like raid
like
tier
a part of Garlemald.
I don't think that will happen. I don't think that'll happen.
I think that could totally happen.
Okay.
If Sephiroth is gonna show up, he's gonna show up next tier in Omega.
Okay.
But Sephiroth's not gonna do that.
Let's just pray. Let's pray.
Hold me on it. It'll be funny though when it happens.
But
I'm gonna belly laugh.
Let me ask: How did we end up here? What happened? What happened to that the drive that we had in A Realm Reborn? It's just slowly faded out, it seems. Like that's how I feel it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
which is natural. It is expected that, you know, eventually things are going to slow down a bit, but it's slowed down very quickly over a very short period of time. We're only on the second expansion. No, we're not even done with the second expansion, and we're already feeling like we're already worried.
I've heard a lot of people saying, yeah, it's because they're repeating themselves, blah blah blah. I actually don't think that's the cause. I think if they would have repeated themselves, then it probably would have been better to a degree, because I think every single time they tried to like do something new and break the mold, it has not worked yet.
Right.
In the whole history of the game, it has not worked yet. Not once.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the content that people still come back to is still 24-man raids, 8-man raids, dungeons. You know, like the actual core content that people are still doing is the repeat content. But there's this to me it feels like the amount of small content that we've lost, and I'll blame it on Eureka, because that all went, the extra dungeon, all that stuff all went towards spending more time on Eureka. And Eureka bombed. So you know, like then we're left with the content that's supposed to have us hooked for months and months and months and months. Well, the entire expansion, honestly, it's supposed to have us hooked for till the end of Stormblood. It didn't work. Yeah, somebody said Heaven on High. Heaven on High works. It works because it's repeated content. Like,
I mean, Deep Dungeon is good. I mean, the original
maps
is good
work because they repeated the content. Like everything they haven't repeated has been the failure, not what they have. Right. So I don't know.
That's the worrying thing too, because I mean, first off, I'll be honest here. Like, if all the way through the end of FF14's life, the game was just like Heavensward and Stormblood with like their format, I'd still be playing, and I'd probably still be on the podcast because I enjoy it for the most part, you know. But it's like, I feel like they're gonna get the wrong message from the reception of this too. They're like, oh, people don't like the sort of experimental content, so we're just gonna stick more to the mold.
Yeah, that's scary.
And it's like I kind of came to 14 because it wasn't exactly like the other molds out there, you know.
Yeah, and that's the difficult thing here, because feedback is important to this game. There's been for a long time a lot of people defending all the decisions made.
To us. They don't listen to us. We don't speak Japanese. They don't listen.
They do read the Reddit. Remember, they once acknowledged Reddit.
That's true.
I think sometimes feedback. So whenever they try something new and it crashes, they read the feedback and they're like, they don't like new content. Therefore, we must make old content new again. Like that's just what I feel like that's what they've been doing so far, and I'm afraid that the feedback they're getting from Pagos now is gonna make them like lock them in even more, and they're gonna be terrified of trying something new again.
I mean, if it gets us back away to the old relic system, I'll take it.
No, but see, it's so annoying because this could have been the great rebirth of the relic. It could have been great, and then they were so it's such an absurd scenario because they were like, oh, we'll make this new zone and everything, but let's not make it too radically different. Let's keep it in the confines of current existing content. Let's just plop some fates around. And then in the next one, and everyone's like, oh, now they do fate trains? That's not what we wanted. We wanted them to do chains. Let's make it really difficult for the NMs to spawn. Let's put ridiculous spawn times on the fates.
We wanted this to take 28,000 hours, not 42.
I don't know how you guys do that.
Let's make it longer.
I could never do that.
I like, I'm not an impatient person. I love grinding. Grinding is some of my things. That's why I've always loved RPGs, because I will grind for hundreds of hours on end, and I will enjoy myself for every second.
Yeah.
I got every relic in Eureka.
Right.
In Animals, because I was like, this is great. I love it. I don't love it, actually. I didn't really like it that much, but I still did it anyways.
Okay. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay, and it's worth grinding in.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know if I can stomach a weapon.
Dude, the fact that you don't
know if I can.
You don't even unlock the relic until like 23 or 24 or 25? Is it 25? I can't remember. But it's like, that's the only reason I'm there. At least let me start the work on it. No, you have to level 5 levels in a chain train. Like, you absolute shithead. How dare you? I don't know. I don't know. Though, let's wrap this up with a nice bow.
Yeah.
Because
I'll say something nice too.
Go ahead, Roland.
I know we were doomsaying a lot, but it's more like I don't think things are going to be that bad in 4.4. I think it'll probably be an okay patch. I don't think it'll fix that much. I think 4.5 might be address some of the things we've been talking about here. Maybe, I mean, obviously you can't change like the raids, like we were like, you can't. What I'm really hoping is that with 5.x is that they look at some of the feedback, they look like at what's been going on, some trends maybe, and just like make 5.x the thing that like people want, and kind of like pull in some of the people you may have kind of pushed away, maybe build up some more of that, that good faith you build up with people. Cause like, I don't know, I really trusted the developers for the most part. Not Square Enix, I should say. Actually, the developers. Yeah. Like around, the end of Heaven's Sword. Yeah. But now it's like, I don't know. I think they'll do well. I don't hate the game. Don't think of it like that.
Okay. Yes.
I agree with that 100%. Like I do think that if they take all the criticism, they can make the content go, like they can fix a lot of the content. I do think Pagos won't probably in a month, it probably won't be hell to do anymore. It'll probably get fixed because they realize that nobody's liking it. I
mean, they said that the changes are coming, so yeah.
Right, exactly. So I'm not like, I don't think they're ever gonna make it great. But it shows me that, like, at least maybe they can learn from what people do and don't like, which they should have learned from them. But it is what. My biggest concern with that is just it's the way Square Enix is acting, not the Final Fantasy XIV devs. Yeah, it's the Mog Station.
I am sure. Yeah, I'm sure the dev team wants to do more with 14. This is almost 100% guaranteed higher up interference.
Well, I won't say that.
You saw their letters, like
I still won't say that they're not to blame at all for the lull because they are making shit content.
That is true. There's no excuse from that.
They're not off the hook. They're not off the hook. They have been making garbage content.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, so although there was a little doom and gloom here, don't forget that there's a new patch coming, and that's probably going to be much better.
4.4, please hurry up! I need you. Please.
It is just it's just a drought that maybe it won't happen again. As someone who played through 1.0. This is nothing, so we'll be fine. They'll get it right with 4.4, and we already know that there's some great stuff coming in 4.4, and hopefully maybe Logos is better. Who knows? Don't lose faith. 14 is still
regardless
doing good.
The 4.4 story will be amazing.
Absolutely, we're going to Garlemald.
That lead up to Garlemald's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we're
it's going to be the best story.
Going to Garlemald, but we're at least going to see a lot of Garlean shit. So that's going to be good. So with that said, we don't have time for mug mail. We might read some mug mail actually in the post show. Thank you for watching.
Do you have to drop a dungeon?
Oh, you're right. Jesus, there are only 4 notes left in this one. Just saying.
Wow.
Spooky.
Yeah, you got to start.
So we're gonna have to. I'm gonna put, after this one's been pulled. I'm gonna put new ones in for next week.
How have we not gotten Balasar's Wall yet? I've been saying it for like months at this point. It feels like
it might not. We might not get. It might not even be in here. Actually, Balasar's Wall.
You said you put it in there.
I feel like it's not in there. Maybe.
Maybe it is. I mean, it could still be. I mean, we still haven't gotten Cutter's Cry either. So.
They haven't got to Arboretum either.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's true. Well, then my guess is Arboretum.
Okay. I'm going to go Cutter's Cry as usual, and you're going to go Balasar's Wall, Rollo?
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Which
gonna put
is
a cash
probably
drum and
not enough.
Praetorium in there.
Mm-hmm.
If I believe hard enough, it's in there.
It's true. And it is Baelsar's Wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to some hard mode dungeon. Amdapur Keep hard. Holy moly. Literally the bad... literally the bad.
Out of like
At least
4
it's not
dungeons.
normal.
That's true. We've done normal, haven't we?
I know.
Oh,
Well,
we did.
We did kind of.
Oof, we didn't even put that back in the... We were so
No,
angry.
and we shouldn't put it back in either.
threw the note away. Okay, we have to spin the wheel. So let's spin it. Also, Amdapur Keep Hard is the dullest dungeon, like, by far. So here we go.
I kind of
that wheel.
Right.
There's no audio. That's cool.
There we go.
I like the trees. Those are pretty cool.
I guess. There's some goats in there too.
There's some goats. Yeah.
Oh, no. Wait.
No HUD.
Oh, we already... No, we haven't. Okay. I guess we'll do no HUD.
No HUD's my favorite one.
That's cool.
So make sure you tune in for that. That's tomorrow, 6 p.m. GMT, 11 a.m. PDT. Right. With that said, thank you for watching this episode of Speakers of Island. Stay tuned if you're watching live for the post show. We'll be premiering Remnants of a Realm, Gridania Part 1. And remember to follow us on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfIsland, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV. What else? Is there anything else?
Twitter?
Oh, exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're watching on demand, links in the description. And
send a smog mail.
speakersxiv.com/smogmail. Okay, see you in the post show, everyone. If you're watching live. Bye.
Bye. Don't play.